The play Edward II by Christopher Marlowe. As the play begins, Edward II is shown as the King of England. At the beginning of the play, he is young, proud, and enjoys power. Edward is very different from other kings. He cares more about the people he loves than about ruling his kingdom wisely. He loves his friend, Piers Gaveston, very much. Gaveston is handsome, charming, and clever. Edward trusts him completely. He gives Gaveston power, land, and titles, making him very influential at court. Many nobles are angry about this. They are jealous of Gaveston and feel that he is taking too much control. They think Edward is being foolish because he listens to his favorite more than to the wise men of the kingdom. The nobles, including the powerful Lancaster and Warwick, warn Edward that giving Gaveston so much power is dangerous. They say it will ruin England. Edward ignores these warnings. He loves Gaveston too much to listen. Gaveston acts arrogantly. He insults nobles and treats them disrespectfully. This makes the nobles even angrier. They begin to plot against him. Eventually, the nobles force Edward to exile Gaveston. Edward reluctantly agrees because he does not want a civil war. Gaveston leaves England but continues to write letters to Edward, and Edward misses him terribly. The love between Edward and Gaveston is very strong, and it dominates Edward's life. After some time, Gaveston secretly returns to England. Edward welcomes him with joy. They meet secretly and plan to remain together. When the nobles find out, they are furious. Gaveston is captured by the nobles. Edward tries to protect him, but the nobles are too powerful. They decide to execute Gaveston. Gaveston is killed. Edward is heartbroken. He mourns deeply, showing his sadness openly. His grief makes him unpopular with the nobles because it makes him appear weak. England is now more divided. Some nobles support Edward, but many are against him. After Gaveston's death, Edward falls in love with another favorite, Hugh Dispenser the Younger. Dispenser is ambitious, sly, and very loyal to Edward. Edward trusts him completely and gives him great power. He becomes the new favorite at court. Edward's father, the Earl of Lancaster, and other nobles are suspicious of Dispenser. They see that Dispenser is greedy and cruel. Dispenser uses his influence to gain land, wealth, and control. He treats nobles harshly. He even steals from them, forcing Edward to approve his actions. The nobles try to complain, but Edward ignores them. His love for Dispenser blinds him to reason. Queen Isabella, Edward's wife, becomes unhappy. She is intelligent, beautiful, and concerned about the kingdom. She sees that Edward favors Dispenser over her and over the nobles. She fears that Dispenser is dangerous and England is in trouble. Isabella begins to speak against Dispenser privately and tries to protect her son, Prince Edward.
The nobles grow tired of Dispenser's cruelty. They unite and demand that Edward remove him from power. Edward refuses. He believes he cannot live without Dispenser. This creates tension between the king and his nobles. England becomes unstable. The situation worsens when Edward and Dispenser attack Lancaster and other rebellious nobles. There are battles and many die. Dispenser grows more arrogant. He becomes Edward's closest advisor and almost rules England himself. This makes Isabella even more determined to act. Queen Isabella secretly leaves England and goes to France. She is clever and gathers support there. Isabella meets Roger Mortimer, a brave and determined nobleman who has been exiled. Mortimer becomes her ally. Together, they plan to overthrow Edward and Dispenser. Isabella's intelligence and courage allow her to build a strong army in France.
Meanwhile, Edward remains in England, ruling poorly. He trusts Dispenser completely and ignores warnings. He does not realize how dangerous Isabella and Mortimer have become. Dispenser's cruelty alienates the nobles even more. Many nobles secretly support Isabella and Mortimer. Isabella and Mortimer invade England with a strong army. Edward is surprised and unprepared. Many nobles join Isabella's side. Edward and Dispenser try to resist, but they are outnumbered. Dispenser is captured. He is executed by the nobles. Edward is left alone and powerless. Edward tries to hide and escape. He moves from castle to castle, hoping to find allies, but no one comes to his aid. He is weak, alone, and betrayed. The nobles and Isabella pursue him relentlessly. Edward is finally captured. Edward is imprisoned. He is treated harshly and humiliated. Desperate, he calls for help and hopes someone will save him, but no one does. He realizes that his mistakes, ignoring advice, favoring favorites over the kingdom, and acting selfishly, have brought him to this fate. Edward is forced to witness Dispenser's execution. He is deeply shaken. He sees the consequences of his actions: loyalty betrayed, friends dead, and power lost. The nobles and Isabella now control the kingdom. Edward is weak and hopeless. Finally, Edward II is killed in prison. There are different stories about his death, but in the play, it is shown as a tragic ending caused by betrayal, ambition, and misjudgment. Edward dies alone, powerless, and defeated. Prince Edward, his son, is spared and eventually becomes the next king. Isabella and Mortimer take control of the kingdom for a time. However, the play leaves a warning: favoritism, selfish love, and ignoring wise counsel can destroy a king and a kingdom. The play teaches many lessons. It shows that personal desire and ambition can conflict with duty and justice. Favoring friends or lovers over the welfare of the country can lead to disaster. Trusting cunning or cruel favorites can be dangerous. Loyalty, wisdom, and fairness are essential qualities for a ruler.